So I just saw an email. I saw an email one day, and I said, my roommate's a school of medicine student. I said, and I had good public health friends. I said, why don't we do this? I said, I think over the past year, I've had to do a couple of project design things for various courses. And so Laurel, Lloyd, and myself, we'd done this a couple of times. And we said, all right, why don't we play to our strengths and give this a shot? And my roommate, he was also very interested, and we needed a medicine representative. So he latched on, and it was really just a nice idea. So what we did is we wanted to do something that was innovative, was one of the key things that we were looking for. Rather than modeling a program after programs that are already existing in Ethiopia, we decided to do something that would complement and strengthen those programs. So the Family Water Project, the fundamental idea was to create a self-sustainable system. So we created an initial investment in these things called hippo rollers. So they're basically big, giant plastic water drums with filters that have attachments to them that you can just roll them like a wheel. And what they do is it makes water, you can carry enough water for for 3 families in one trip per day. So it really cuts down on the amount of work that you have to do to get water and the amount of time spent getting water, which was a significant issue. Where we really needed to make the link here was between clean water and nutrition. We saw that while ready-to-use therapeutic foods are really good and they do treat the severe acute malnutrition, it doesn't solve the problem or really help the problem at all, because eventually they're going to fall right back into that state. So we needed something that would attack that but wasn't entirely expensive and would affect the causes of acute malnutrition and take a preventative approach rather than a therapeutic approach. The co-op. Right, so there was an increase in, so the time saved, if you're spending 8 hours a day getting not enough water for your family, being able to do that once every 3 days is a significant time savings. And that allows you to do so many other things. I mean, the possibilities that you can do with time are infinite. And that was one of the really great things about this intervention. The co-op part was our way of creating a sustainable system. So by encouraging families to invest in the program at a nominal fee of it was 25 cents US dollars, which it's not a lot in Ethiopia compared. By doing that, we created a monthly income when it's finally done that will allow it to really grow, to invest in more of these things, as well as repair the ones they have and pay for community work, community outreach members that aren't working full time but are just recruiting new people to this new way of getting water, which was really, really important to us. Right, it's clean, improved drinking water. So the filter takes away all of the contaminants, and it's also UV protection. So it really, when the water's in there and when it comes out, it really alleviates most of the causes of childhood 0 to 5 morbidity and mortality associated with diarrhea, and hence malnutrition, since diarrhea is such a huge determinant of especially severe malnutrition. We really had to struggle between, do we want to do one thing really, really well, or do we want to try and do a bunch of little things that are somehow connected and affect the issue but don't have enough money to do sustainably and well? And we decided that it was really best, since there are already, my experience with NGOs overseas has been there's tons of NGOs everywhere doing different things and not talking with each other. And I didn't want to contribute to that. And so our group really latched onto that idea, and we said, okay, so what can we do to complement and strengthen those programs and implement something that reaches a lot of people but is also cheap? And so while we struggled for a while on what we would do with the extra money from the co-op, whether it would go towards actually therapeutic foods or investment in the community, we finally decided that water was such a strange idea for a nutritional intervention, but it was such a really good idea because of its obvious effect on nutritional status. And we said that's our selling point and that's what we need to go with. Yeah, it really was. I liked the short time frame that we had because it really forced you to make decisions quickly, which actually ultimately helped us. By really having to commit to something, you can say that, well, we can't worry about all this other stuff because you can't design a 10-year program, USA multilateral nutritional supplement program. That's not what we were tasked to do. We're tasked to do a specific intervention, and that's really what we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure we're doing one thing and doing it really well.